Look at the legs. Look at the legs. Look at the legs. Ooh, smoky hickory bacon. Ooh, smoky hickory bacon. Ah, the cured meats are coming back. It's a phenomenal nose. I really, really like this nose. I really, really like this wine. I think this wine is a solid wine. It's a pricier wine. Oops, oops, oops. Oopsie, I got goosebumps. Damn. Ah. Hello everybody, and welcome back to Wine and Whiskey with Steve. It's a beautiful Saturday afternoon out there, and we're here in the office working. It's not really so bad, but it's not really so bad. It's a nice office, and Maestro is treating us with a beautiful blind tasting. So today is looking to be a very, very promising day. I guess maybe to recover and rebound from Thursday. Thursday wasn't a good day. Thursday was not a good day for Toronto Raptor fans. It was a very heartbreaking loss. But so this is one way to recover from that loss with a nice blind tasting. And we have some beef brisket in the oven. It's been cooking for a good 8 hours, I think. And we also have some bread. We have some olive bread with some roasted garlic and bell pepper and oregano. So looking forward to tasting some of that. But more importantly, I'm looking forward to tasting what is in my glass today. So, always looking for value, and I put my trust and my liver in Maestro's hands to make sure that she treats me well. But you never know. You never know. Okay, so those new to the channel, how this works, everything is blind. So I don't know grape, I don't know country, I don't know price points. I know that they're red, and that's about it. Wines could come from the LCBO, vintages, classics, or our cellar. That's what we're limited to. We're not really limited, I mean, because we've got lots of 2,500 bottles at least downstairs, right, in the cellar. So vintages every 2 weeks, right? Every 2 weeks, the vintages program at the LCBO brings in a whole slew of new wines to try. So we always have a nice continuous influx of product, of inventory to taste. So yeah, and plus we have our Niagara wineries too, right? So there's lots of different sources of good quality wine. We hope to be good quality wine out there. So, anyways, so let's get to these guys because well, I'm thirsty. No 10K run today, so I shouldn't be too dehydrated, and I have my my full sensory faculties working. Okay, so let's do this guy. Maestro, did you want to give any hint as to any theme, what's happening today? You want to lead me in any direction? Grape versus grape? Are we doing region versus region? Nothing, okay. Wine versus wine, looking for value in the glass. We waste our money, and I waste my liver so that you don't have to. So be very thankful, you 37 subscribers out there. Yes, 37 and going strong. We're getting there. That's pretty good for only a month, right? We're getting there. So again, thanks for subscribing. Any questions, comments, always you're welcome, please, below, or you can email me at wineandwhiskey@gmail.com, as some of you have. So thanks for those emails. Okay, let's do this guy. So color-wise, down to business here. So the color on this guy is crimson. He's got a nice, blood, crimson blood. Crimson is what we're going to call this guy. But toward the rim, he's got a little bit of ambering happening. There's some orange. Okay, so I'm going to post that over here for you guys to see. And yeah, you can see nice crimson. Maybe that's showing a little bit of age. All right. Not too sure. He is quite. He is opaque, and he's not translucent. I cannot see my hand. I cannot see any light passing through this guy. So, that indicates good extraction of juice from these grapes. Could say something also to the age of the vines. Okay, so let's give this guy a nose. We get the molecules bouncing and colliding into each other. Oh, he smells nice. Oh, he smells nice. But what am I smelling in this glass? He's smelling very savory. I am getting some type of herbs, some dried herbs going on in there. Now this is difficult because I'm making an olive bread downstairs and I put some oregano in them. And I'm using some dehydrated bell peppers, some garlic. So I'm hoping I'm not picking up on my bread loaf down there. Anyways, it smells good together. It's got decent legs on them. I'm not picking up on any high alcohol on the nose, so this could indicate some quality wood or age. Getting orange again. So it smells like a nice wine. Let's see how he is on the palates. Cheers. I think got a little bit of goosebumps on that one. Uh-oh. Was it the wine or was it the open window? I don't know. What the hell is this? There's a lot going on in this wine. I'm getting, man, tannins are there. It's got good tannins, good nice savory drying tannins, not too puckering. He has good acidity. And again, this has like some type of umami happening with him. He's very well structured and balanced, and he has all this it's like meaty and salty and sweet things happening in this wine that are really, really intriguing. In the glass, it's taking me somewhere in the old world. The cherry and the dried herbs and the leather, that is symbolic of Sangiovese, right? But these tannins are not symbolic of Sangiovese unless I'm dealing with a lot of wood. So now that's something I'm going to have to explore on. I have to go back and I have to see what type of wood is being used in this. Are we using French barriques? Are we using Slovenian, Hungarian oak? I did pick up on smoke. I'm not picking up on any, I didn't pick up on any baking spices. There they are. Picking up on a little bit like a clove and nutmeg. Again, getting goosebumps. It's probably because of the window. This is an expensive wine. It's got this cured meat to him, like a prosciutto or Parma ham, capicolo. It's confusing, right? Because it doesn't have the color of a Barbaresco or Barolo. It has the tannins. It does have the tannins of a Barbaresco or a Barolo. It has some of the acidity that you would expect in Sangiovese, but the body of this is too big to be Sangiovese. And the color is not telling me it's Barolo or Barbaresco. So what the heck are we left with in the world? Tobacco! That's what I was picking up on, some sweet tobacco too in this guy. So what in the world do we also have to consider then? So in the old world, what, we have France and we have Spain, right? So France, color like this, you know, is not going to be from the Rhone. This is not Syrah dominant. This is no Grenache, Mourvedre in here. You're not picking up on any black pepper or any olive that you would get in Syrah. You don't get the strawberry and of the Grenache. Mourvedre is meaty, has tannins. Then is it Bordeaux, right? Is it right bank Bordeaux? Is it left bank Bordeaux? I'm not picking up on any cassis, not really any pencil shavings, graphites that you would get in your left bank. Right bank is going to be very plummy, maybe some sweet baking spices, some cigar box. So then am I going to Spain, right? Is it Spain? Is it maybe Tempranillo, right? Because Tempranillo can be cherry, Tempranillo can be tobacco, maybe some tomato, right? But again, in Spain, they use a lot of American oak. Some French oak as well, but American oak. And you really pick up on that, I wouldn't say really vanilla that you get in Spanish wine, but the American oak reacts with the wine and you almost get like this coconutty flavor. But again, I'm not picking up on that. So I think I'm going to rule out Spain. It's got nice wood, cedar, tobacco, cigar box. This could be something from the right bank of Bordeaux. This could be a Merlot, but an aged one. Maestro, what are you doing here? It's got significant tannins though. This guy is meaty, like cured meats. I'm getting lots of cured meats on this guy. A little bit of plum. I'm getting more of the cigar box now, more of the cedar. Plums, dried plums. Dried plums, good wood, tobacco, smoke. It's screaming right now. It's screaming to me, where's the cheddar? Where's the cheddar? Where's the Gouda? These tannins need some fat to bind to. He's a very, very, very well balanced and structured wine. Now, where the heck he is from, my God. So at first, because of the color, I was saying Old World. I was saying Old World and something with some age to him. So it has the savory characteristics that you get from Sangiovese and you get from Nebbiolo. The problem is though, and it also has, so it has the tannins of your Nebbiolo, Barbaresco, Barolo. It doesn't have the acidity. It doesn't have the acidity of Sangiovese and it doesn't have the acidity of Nebbiolo, Barbaresco, Barolo. It doesn't have the color of Barbaresco, Barolo. So what do we do then if we know there's no Sangiovese in here because I'm not getting the acidity? There's no Nebbiolo, Barbaresco, Barolo because of the color. He has some age to him. He is a little plummy. There's no American oak in this, so it's not Rioja, it's nothing from Spain. I am picking up on a lot of cedar, some cigar box. Now we're out of Italy and Spain is out, so we're left with France. So the color is not pointing to the Rhone at all. And again, no Syrah, no Grenache, no Mourvedre. So I'm thinking this is some type of a Bordeaux. Now for Bordeaux, normally I tend to go to left bank for stylistically the type that I like. Just because I like a little bit of darker, more structured. I like the whetstone, pencil shape from the Cabernet and the Cassis also that you get from the Cabernet. But this I think is some type of I'm gonna go with right bank Bordeaux. I don't want to finish them all. I want to save for the review. I need to taste this guy after I see the label, right? Because then then you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Gee whiz, man. This was tough. The tannins from the wood are there. Okay, so I'm gonna say this guy, I'm gonna say that we are in France. I'm gonna say this guy is a right bank Bordeaux. Age-wise, yeah, okay, I'm gonna give him 10 years, 2012. He's ambering. I like the nose. I want to finish this. Smoked. It's like this hickory, smoked bacon, hickory smoked bacon coming up right now. Yeah, he's got this nice. Again, he's got like this salty cured meat, smoky hickory bacon, prosciutto capicolaness jumping out of the glass. Now, what type of a right bank Bordeaux is he, right? Saint-Emilion, Pomerol, and then I gotta say price point too. Oh my God, it's already 5. Okay. I gotta get the bread in. Price point $30 is a nice price point for this guy. I'm willing to pay 30. I can even go 35. He's got a really nice nose, and he's even opening up more and more as he's staying in the glass. I like this guy quite a bit. 93 points. He's a solid 8. And yeah, this guy is screaming, some type of cheddar, Gouda, That's tough. That's tough. Now we gotta go into wine number 2. Okay, I'm gonna have to pause and come back. I need to go downstairs. Gotta get the bread. Okay, look in wine number 2. So wine number 2, in terms of color, he's a lot darker than wine number 1 was. Similar crimson, but doesn't have the brick and the orange and the amber toward the rim. So yeah. So maybe a little bit of a younger wine with this guy over here. Oof, that's quite a big bouquet. Yeah. I'm getting some like barnyard and some forest floor on this one. Smells quite rustic. Someone went out into the barn with a shovel, stepped in some stuff and brought it back inside the house. Quite interesting, quite interesting. I think I just picked up on a little bit of black olive. Maybe a little bit of white pepper and some black pepper as well. I like this nose. He's a lot different than the first one. The first nose was plum and cherry and cedar. Yeah, this guy is he's barnyard meets forest floor. And it's like Italy and France meet in a glass. Well, forest floor, you know, you get that typically in left bank Bordeaux, and then you have your barnyard sometimes comes from Italy. Okay, I think I'm ready to go in for a taste of this guy. A little bit of cassis. It's got nice structure, nice tannins. You know, some cedar, some French oak, some smoke. There's a little bit of that like graphite, pencil shavings. There's also like a little bitter dark chocolate. Now something interesting is happening here. So that same like a little bit of that like this salted, smoky hickory bacon prosciutto parma, you know, like cured meats type of a taste that I had a lot of in this one. There's hints of it in here. Based on the color of this, I'm saying that, and so the cassis, pencil shavings, I think this is definitely has some Cabernet Sauvignon. That initially we had the forest floor and the barnyard, so now there's no more barnyard. Yeah, so you're getting some cassis, you're getting some plum. This guy, I'm saying that we could have Bordeaux versus Bordeaux here. We could have Bordeaux versus Bordeaux. This could be right bank versus left bank. Could be right bank versus left bank. Okay, so yeah, I think that's what we're at. I think that we are in Bordeaux. I think we are in Bordeaux, both wine and 2. Wine number 2. So I'm saying this guy's Mr. Left Bank Bordeaux, cab dominant. On the palate, you have your cassis, you have pencil shavings. Initially had some of the forest floor happening with this guy. Nice cedar from the French oak. Maestro, you spoiled me with these wines, and look, I've taken them down to the bitter end. And what's interesting with these wines is that they're really opening up as they're in the glass. They're evolving, and there's such a length of finish. I mean, this one here, I've had to take some sips, run down to the oven to get the brisket out and put the bread in, and I've been going back and forth. And as I'm running up and down the stairs, I'm tasting the wine as I'm going up and down the stairs. It's staying that long on my palate. So yeah, they're two very well made wines, and so I think you've created some type of Bordeaux versus Bordeaux here, right bank versus left bank. And yeah, and man, I really want to see what the hell these wines are. I want to see what the heck is in my glass. Now, going back to this guy here, again, color-wise was throwing me off because I said they were both crimson, right? And I said that this guy was younger because of his depth of color, but maybe just because the Cabernet Sauvignon just brought that depth of color in, and you know, the Cabernet, as it ages over time, is not going to change color as quick as a Merlot would, right? So I mean, when we have these guys in the glass side by side, let's see. Okay, so yeah, when we do this like this, you can see that both of these guys do have age, and it's just the Cabernet is allowing this one to you know, to show stronger through the color, but then on the palate is where you pick up on the aging. Yeah, I said this guy was 2012 at least. It could be even older based on the color in here. This guy could even go 2010. Maybe they're both 2010. What the heck? Maybe they're both 2010. Well, maybe both 2010. I don't know. Okay, price point. So this guy said $30, $35. I don't want to finish him. Okay, we're gonna stop. It's just too tempting. It's just too tempting. Again, I'm in the same range. You know, I'm in $30, $35. Score. Again, I'm gonna go 92, 93. I like this one more. I like this one more. So I might even go 94 on this one and 93 on this one then. 94 for number one and 93 number two. And if we do have right bank versus left bank, this is a shocker for me. This is an anomaly because I normally tends to go toward left bank in terms when it comes to purchasing and selling and so forth. But if this is what it is, I'm really surprised with the complexity that this guy is presenting in the glass. So I am very curious to see what the heck is in my glass, and I hope we're I hope we're in France. I hope we're in France. We went from Italy to Spain to France, and let's hope that France is where we're landing. That we're not anywhere other than anywhere other than France. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Wine and Whiskey with Steve, Part 2. So before we were doing our tasting, it was sunny outside. Now it is dark. We had an event to go to, and we had a dinner event to go to, and I'm late everywhere I go, so there was no way that we could be late for this dinner event. So we had to cut the tasting short. Couldn't rush it in the end because where we left off, I knew that we had some good wine in these glasses. We had some quality, serious wine in these glasses, and there's no way I could rush through the tasting, do the reveal, and then be late to the event. So had to cut it short. I had Maestro top off a little bit of wine 1 and 2 so that they don't oxidize. But again, I couldn't rush the tasting because I felt that these guys needed to open up. I felt that they needed more time. So which is why the tasting, you know, prolonged. I was nosing, I was sipping, and what normally would have taken an hour to do took almost 2 hours, and we did in budget time, had to go to the event, so whatever. It is what it is. So we have our two wines here. They've been topped up a little bit, and we're gonna go back and revisit them and see, you know, what's in the glass. Do we have value in the glass? So I'm excited to get into here and see how these wines have changed since we left them. It's been a good, I guess, over 4 hours or so since they've been in the glass. And we had them covered here so they don't completely oxidize. But they were wines that I felt needed some more time. So going back in, so where we had left off was we had wine number 1. I was saying that this guy is some type of Bordeaux, and I was leaning toward right bank Bordeaux. And then with number 2, we're leaning toward left bank Bordeaux. I do a little nose, little taste, and then got to go through my final guess. Okay, so country, region, grapes, price point, and then score. Okay, so all right, so I'm interested to see how these guys have developed over time. It's been a good 4 to 5 hours, so let's see what we got over here with wine number 1. So wine number 1, very crimson in color, orange and brick toward the rim. Lots of cedar on the nose still. Lots of cedar on the nose, lots of wood. Cigar box. There's a plumminess to them, there's herbs. And I remember before, wow, look at the legs. Look at the viscosity of how it's of how it's just sticking to the glass. I remember prior to going to the event, in terms of tasting notes, there was a bit of olive in this guy. Okay, so we left off with some plum, some olive, cedar, herbs. I think there was even a tinge of orange peel. Ooh, smoky hickory bacon. The cured meats are coming back. The cured meats are coming back. Yeah, it's a phenomenal nose. I really, really like this nose. I really, really like this wine. I think this wine is a solid wine. I said even before, I think it's a pricier wine. Let's see how the palate has changed after X amount of hours in the glass. It's happening again. The goosebumps, and just like as I said before, is it the wine or is it the window? I'm quite confident. Tannins. I'm quite confident it's the wine. Okay, so yeah, lots of wood, lots of cedar, lots of cigar box. You get the plumminess. It's a dried plum. Okay, it's a dried plum, but it's dense. Okay, there's good extraction of deep, dark plumminess in this guy. Deep, dark plum fruit. You're getting your dried herbs, lots of wood. I mean, lots of wood. And that's, so I guess the legs, right? These legs are from the wood and from the purity of the density extraction of the fruit. So with this guy here, I'm gonna go right bank Bordeaux. I'm gonna go 100% Merlot. I'm kind of confused with the olive, right? Because normally you don't get olive in 100% Merlot Bordeaux. So maybe something else is happening in there. Maybe there's some Cabernet Franc, but I don't know. But I'm sticking with 100% Merlot. It's the cedar, the cigar box, the plumminess. That's telling me Merlot. That's what I have to go with. Appellation. It doesn't have the smoothness and the lushness of a Pomerol. Côte de Blaise, Saint-Emilion. Not too sure. I'm really hoping that this is a right bank Bordeaux. If it's not, then we're gonna have some problems. What else could it be, right? What else could it be? Merlot from Canada? I don't know. I haven't tasted one of this high quality. Although I did taste at Creekside, I think it was a 2008 or 2010 Merlot. I think price point on that guy was anywhere between $70 to $90. It was really well done, but very different. I didn't have the fruit that this one has, and even my God, the wood is still in my mouth. It's like a chipmunk. But I like it. I like it a lot. It helps keep the flavor. It helps hold on to the flavor. Okay, so I'm rambling. This is Merlot. Vintage, I was saying anywhere between 2010, 2012. I'm thinking maybe closer to 2010-ish. Price point for something like this. So when you have a wine of this structure and this character, what do I mean by that? Well, the character, you have this fruit that is so dense and pure. Okay, so this guy's coming from old vines, at least 30 years old. Okay, at least 30 years old. He's completely non-transparent, translucent. Nothing's passing through on this guy. And there's a lot of good wood in here. There's a lot of quality wood. So when you have low yields to produce this extraction, and you have quality wood, this is going to be something that's pricey. Depending on where in Bordeaux this is being produced, right? This wine could be anything from, you could go as low as 30 and you could go as high as over $100. You don't know, right? But because of the extraction of the fruit and the quality of the wood and how much I like him, okay, how much am I willing to pay? How much am I willing to pay for this guy? I'm going to say that this guy is a steal. If you can get him, honestly, under $60, this is a steal. This is a steal. This is a good value. Because of what I'm looking at in the glass. It's a really, really good value. Score on this guy, I'm going to say I like this guy a lot. I'm going to say he's 95 points. Okay, 95, 90, 96 points. I really like this guy. I really like him. I don't know how much more I can say. I really like this guy. I really like this guy. But yeah, so I'm going to cut it short now. That's my guess. If we're not in Bordeaux, I'm quitting the show. Okay, I'm quitting. There's no way. There's no way. Wine number 2, he is darker in color. So I went to the left bank cab dominant because of that darker color. Again, this guy still has age 2. And because of the cab, you know, he's not gonna change color and fade as quick as the Merlot will. So I said with him, we're looking at the same age, so between 2010, 2012. And I'm also doing this because, you know, Maestro likes to put themes together, right? Like, I have no idea what's going into these glasses. I have no idea what's going on. But through observing, through the sensory, the nosing and the tasting, right? I have to try to put pieces of the puzzle together and deduce what the heck she's created in terms of a theme and what's in the glass, right? So yeah, I'm pretty confident that we have the Bordeaux theme happening here, and we may even have similar vintages, right? So I'm saying 2010, 2010. This guy doesn't have the legs as number 1 does. Both of them are not hot at all, not high in alcohol. They're very balanced wines. I say no more than 13% alcohol on these guys. On the nose on this one, I'm getting a little bit more of the cassis and the blackcurrant. Barnyard Funk still there. I remember the Barnyard Funk from before, but it's still the forest floor, right? Yeah, I wouldn't say it's Barnyard Funk at this point. Forest floor, and there's a little bit of whetstone happening, pencil shavings, graphite. So yeah, you definitely get that blackcurrant, the cassis. It's more of a drier blackcurrant. You're getting bitter chocolate, less wood than number 1. Cloves and nutmeg, good nice little spices in there. That wasn't there before. There's like some floral violet components to this, a little bit of perfumey, quite complex. And it's funny how they're both really well made wines, and how they approach you, how they punch you in the palate is in different styles. This one, I find it's more, like a closed fist in the mouth. You know what you're getting. You can see it coming kind of in the mouth. This guy, it's kind of like, I don't know, it's like slapping you around in the face. It's different. There's a lot of different things happening here because you have that. So you have the fruit from the cassis. You have this minerality from the graphite and the lead, and you have this tertiary forest floor barnyard coming in, but then you have this lifted floral, right? You have these violets that are coming out. Okay, so we got to get down to it, right? Let's get down to the business here. So what's in my glass? What's in my glass? It's Bordeaux. He's left bank. He's 2010. 2/3 cab, 1/3 Merlot. Significant wood, not as much as this guy. Okay, so when it comes down to it, price point score for this guy, I am liking number 1 more than number 2. Okay, so I gave number 1 95, 96 points, right? So this guy over here, I'm probably going to give him somewhere in the 90, 93, I think would be fair for this guy here. Okay, so price point for this guy, I think I'm happy to pay $40 to $50 for this guy here. I think that is I think that's fair too, right? Because I'm saying that this guy is about 93 points, and this guy over here, I'm saying he's 96 points. And I said we pay up to $70 for this guy. Anything under that's great. So, yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so man, let's see. Let's see let's hope we have Bordeaux in these glasses, right? If we don't have Bordeaux in these glasses, then as I said, Wine and Whiskey with Steve has had its time. Okay, Maestros, bring on the reveal. I want to see if we have value in the glass. Let's do it. I want to know, yes or no, do we have Bordeaux? Okay, here we go. Time for the reveal, baby. Alrighty. So, right bank, Bordeaux. Please at least be from France. Please. Okay, so the bottle shape is pleasing. Nice heavy bottle, good punt, thick glass. Okie dokie. 3, 2, 1. Hey, front sack. So front sack. Holy crap. 2008. 2008. Damn. Goosebumps. It's mixed feelings. I was I was wrong with age. I said 2010. But Fronsac, so right bank Bordeaux, I'm good. Chateau Fontenelle. Chateau Fontenelle. Okay, this is not from our cellar, is it? No. Chateau Fontenelle. Okay, right bank. So Fronsac, right bank. What do they say about this guy? What's price point? So I said, how much did I say? I said up to $70 would be a good buy, right? Maestro? 70? Higher? Lower? Lower? 60? 50? 50-ish? 45? Yeah, between $45 and $50. Damn, that's a steal, man. That's a steal. That's a really good buy. That's a really, really good buy. That's a good buy. Okay, what the heck do we know about this guy? This is my first time tasting him, so, well, I mean, other than, like 5 hours ago. So this guy is 90% Merlot, 10% Cabernet Sauvignon. So close as you can get, right? I said 100% Merlot, but what can you do? So that's why the wood. That's why the wood. This guy is, well, lots of reasons. Lots of reasons. So the legs. First off, the legs on this guy, right? The legs were so thick they were clinging to the glass. 40-year-old vines. Okay, 40-year-old vines, low yield, good extraction of fruit. And then the wood. 15 to 18 months, new, 100% new French oak. That's pricey. Okay, so there you go. So, man, this is a really, really good wine. This is a steal of a wine, right? Because you have 40-year-old vines in 18 months of 100% new French oak. Okay, if this was from another region, another appellation in the right bank, then it would be double the price. Okay, because it's from a lesser known, less prestigious appellation, Fronsac, and it's not from Pomerol, or it doesn't command that price point. So that's where it's tricky with Bordeaux, right? So the appellation that you're in is gonna be a huge factor on the price point of the wine. But we definitely have quality in the glass. This is value in the glass, even though it is $50 a bottle, right? I said that I'm happy to pay $70. I give this guy 96 points. This is probably one of the best wines that I've done on the show, right? One of the best wines that I've done on the show. I really like this wine. Now, is everyone going to like this wine? Well, if you liked what I described, right? If you like deep, dark, deep, dried plums, and you love cedar and cigar box, and you like a little bit, a hint of olive. Actually, that's where that little olive came from then. That little olive from that freaking 10% of Cabernet Sauvignon. A little bit of a black olive. That's nuts. Okay, so I'm curious. I mean, I gave this guy 96 points, right? So I'm curious to see what other critics have said about this guy here. So we got Jeb Dunnick, formerly from the Robert Parker Group, the Advocate. Now he has his own review company, I guess, jebdunnick.com. So I love the 2008 Fontenelle. Pretty elegant, seamless effort, drinking beautifully today. Vivid ruby color. When did he taste this guy? 2019. Complex bouquet of blackcurrants, olive spice. I'm glad that he picked up on the olive. That's good. Underbrush notes. Okay, so some nice dried herbs there. Some garage. Refined silky palate. What's he tasting? Silky palate. There's no silky palate in this. This has got a lot of wood on there. What's he drinking? That's not accurate at all. Okay. Nicely for another 7 to 8 years. So this guy's drinking nice now. Can he go more? Yeah, he can go more, but he's drinking beautifully now. And he gave this guy 92 points. I think that's underrated, right? You know what? Maybe if he was in a different appellation, then he'd get a higher score. But I'm giving this guy 96 points. He's really well made, and he's worth it. Okay, that's awesome. Thanks, Maestro, for that. Value in the glass. Okay, now we got to see what the heck's happening. Number 2. Let's go to number 2. Okay, number 2. Bordeaux number 2. So far we got one yes to Bordeaux, no to Bordeaux. Okay, so we had a right bank on the first one, which was nice. So we're hoping for left bank over here. I said that these guys were pretty much similar price points. So, okay, we're feeling Bordeaux, so we're looking good to be a Bordeaux. Let's just hope now it's from the left bank, and let's hope it's not right bank. Let's hope you didn't do two right bank versus right bank, like Rant versus Pomerol. Maestro. Okay, gotta watch my language. All right, so glass is thick, heavy, good punt. Alrighty. There's nothing else remarkable from this guy. Okay, so let's hope he's again, let's hope he's Bordeaux. Let's hope he's somewhere in the left bank. 3, 2, 1. Oops. Oopsie. I got goosebumps. Damn. He's Bordeaux. He is left bank. The goosebumps, and it's not the window. I kind of missed the mark on this guy. But I'm not quitting the show because he's left bank. And it's 2008. Okay, so Maestro, so I'm seeing what you've done here. You've gone 2008 versus 2008. I said 2010, so I'm off by 2 years. Okay. But you did left bank versus right bank, which is very smart of you. Thank you for doing that. And then thanks for making me look like a fool. Oh, well, what can you do? He's Cru Classe. Poliac. Oh, badge. Liberal. So is the... Yep. This is, what is this guy? So, Cru Classe has 5 tiers of classification, and this is 5e Cru, which is 5th tier, 5th Cru. 13% alcohol, I was right here. This guy's 14%. What can you do? Okay, so, shoot. Well, shoot. I was off with price point, that's for sure. This is a Cru Classe. My bad. Sorry, Chateau au Barrel. Alrighty. So, well, okay, what do we know about this guy then? Hey, he tells you on the back. That's nice. So, 68% Cab, 32% Merlot. So, I'm not bad with that. I said 2/3. That's as close as you're going to get. Yeah, so, Jesus. So what are we going to do? What are we going to talk about with this now? There's lots to talk about now then. Oh, brother. Okay, so we have left bank versus right bank. This guy's coming in at between $45 and $50 from Rant, right bank. This is left bank coming from Poliac. So we already established he's Cru Classe, he's 5e Cru, 2008. So yeah, price point, he's going to be a lot pricier than this guy just based on his appellation, where he's coming from, and his classification. Okay, having this classification is going to command a higher price point. It's going to be greater than this, that's for sure. I can tell you that. It could be double. Maestro, how many bones? How many bones did you drop on this one? 105 bones. 105 bones. All right, so I said, so we have 45, 50 versus 105. I said that this guy was worth anywhere between $50 and $60, something like that. So he's almost double the price. Man, so what do you do, right? What do you do? Value in the glass, price points, score. I said this guy was 93 points. So I said this guy was 96 points, right? This guy's coming in at 105. This guy's coming in at $40, $45, $50. And this is tough for me. This is tough because I don't want to say traditionally, but just evidence-based, right? Go down to the cellar and look how many left bank Bordeaux that we have down there versus right bank Bordeaux. I mean, Bordeaux is the most populous wine that we have in the cellar. We have 90% of our... of our Bordeaux's, 90% of the Bordeaux's that we have are from 2010 and earlier. And from those 95, so from that Bordeaux collection, I would have to say at least 70% of them are from the left bank and 30% are from the right bank. So does more money always equal better wine? I mean, it's going to depend on your style of wine that you like, right? And I like Bordeaux. I love Bordeaux. I love my left banks. I love my right banks. As I said, I traditionally go to left bank. But in this case here, the quality of this right bank is jumping through. I'm sold on it, okay? The 40-year-old vines, the 18 months in brand new French oak, it's quality, okay? And I'd go back and I'd buy it again. I'd buy a couple of bottles of this, okay? Put it down for another few more years and see how it changes. Would I go out and buy another one of this one? I don't think so. I don't think so. Now, why am I saying this? Okay, why am I saying this? So, this wine here, from this chateau, they have, so this is their top wine from Chateau Eau Badge Liberal. It's not the second wine of this chateau, but they do also make, so this comes from du Cru Vivens. So Dufour Vivens is a deuxième cru, Grand Cru Classe. And the second wine that they make from there is Chateau Vivens. So Maestro, I'm going to ask you to go down to our cellar and I'm going to ask you to pull out a Chateau Vivens Margaux 2010 so that we can talk about that wine. And I want to talk about that wine and compare it to this guy. Okay, so we're going to do a little pause now. While you do that, I'm going to go on my phone and I'm going to see what other critics have said about Mr. Badge here from Pauillac. Okay, thanks Maestro for running downstairs and bringing up our Chateau Vivens. I'll introduce him in just one second. I've pulled up a review over here on this guy. So this is from Mr. Sucklings, and this was done on, oh wow. This is an old review from Suckling though. So interesting, right? This review is coming from 2010. That's quite a while ago. So let's see what Mr. Suckling. So I love the dark chocolate, the currants, light toasted oak on the nose. Okay, so we can agree with that, right? We had the currants, dried currants at this point. Being 12 years after he tasted it, still get the dark chocolate, which is nice. And that's pretty much all he says. Pretty fruit, and that's it. So maybe that pretty fruit now has turned into a little bit of that floral violet aspect. Over time, it has evolved. And he says that this guy is good to drink until 2030. Gave it 92 points. 92 points back on December the 19th of 2010. So here we are in 2022, and yeah, it's a lot more time in the glass, and so I gave him 93 points. I'm bringing up this guy. I'm going to talk to this guy because this is the second wine of Dufour Vivens, and I really, really love this wine. We got a case of this wine downstairs in the cellar. Had this about 2 years ago. We cracked it with Dad, right? And, we're at a nice restaurant. Brought this guy over. Actually, we can maybe do a shout out to Ancaster Mill, right? So brought this guy over for a corkage fee and enjoyed that with the meal. So yeah, this guy here is so we said 2/3, so 68% Cab, 32% Merlot. French oak on this guy, we're seeing 40% new French oak. Okay, so, and on this guy over here, I know this guy quite well. So this guy here, he sees about 85% of Cabernet Sauvignon, and the rest, actually maybe even higher than that, 87% Cab, maybe 13% Merlot. Okay, you get a lot more of the pencil shavings, a lot more of the chocolate, a lot more cassis. There's just more body. There's more structure. The wood in here too, I think, is about 40% new French oak as well. Age of the vines for these guys, I think the age of the vines in these guys is about 30 years of age. Okay, while this guy over here is 40 years of age. Okay. Price point on this guy, $55, 55 bones. And I enjoy this one more than this one at 105. Okay, I'm just being honest with you. The complexity, the structure, the Cabernet really, really plays a role in here. Maybe in this one here, I would have liked to see more Cab, less Merlot. Okay, but that's just my palate. That's my palate. And it's also my wallet. Okay, so I'm more confident and comfortable going with a few more of these guys versus this guy. So thank you, Maestro, for this awesome tasting. I was not expecting this quality of wine today. You know, obviously, if I would have known, I would have budgeted the time better. But I don't know what the hell's going on. Leave it in your hands, and you know, you do the best that you can do with the time that we have, and with the wines that you selected here. But this is completely a nice surprise, and again, it really reinforces, right, value in the glass. I'm not saying this is a bad wine in any way, right? But I'm penny pinching here because we work hard for our money, but I said though, this one, the structure and the flavor really blew me away. Okay, and you know, it's maybe it's not every day that you have a Franc Sac, you know, coming on top of 5e tier Grand Cru Classe, but it is what it is, and who knows, right? Maybe in 10 years from now, how does this guy evolve in 10 years from now? This one, I think, has a few more years in on him. Okay, but maybe this guy in 10 years, who knows, right? So maybe buying a bottle and putting it down for 10 years just to see what happens to him, you know, it could be something to experiment with. But again, I'm going to bring in this guy here, so shout out to Dufour, Vivens, Chateau Dufour. Okay, so coming from the same house over here, so they're in the same family. Okay, same family. You can't call it big brother, little brother. This his I don't have his big brother here. This is the little brother, but maybe these guys, you can call them cousins. Okay, I'd rather play with this cousin right now at $55 than this guy at $105. What can you do? But then this guy here is a steal. Okay, so if you are interested in old Bordeaux, okay, 2008 is old by our standards. Okay, it's not old by big, expensive, rich millionaires. I'm not a millionaire. I work hard for my money. Okay, I'm comfortable, but I'm not a millionaire. So, you know, I gotta watch what I'm spending. I gotta watch what Maestro's spending too, going out and with a blind budget, just buying things here and there, or whatever. I mean, I trust her to take care of my liver and to take care of our wallet. So it is what it is. She works hard for her money too. It's our money, right? We're in this together. We're in this together. So. So that being said, I'm going to cheers to value in the glass, and we're going to take a little bit of Mr. Chateau Fontenelle and maybe enjoy this with a little bit of some charcuterie downstairs, a little bit of cheese. Okay, so again, everybody, please comments, like, subscribe. Tell me what's in your glass. Have you ever tried this guy? Right? Have you tried this guy? What are your thoughts? You know, make me feel bad. Make me feel bad. Maybe I underrated the Grand Cru Classe, but I'm just speaking honestly for my palate, where I'm at right now on my palate. You guys are always the judge of your palate. So, cheers, Dennis. Cheers to value in the glass, and thank you, Maestro.